Happy House, presented by Creative Kid Stuff. I am taking a look back with my friend Peggy at all of the fun parties we have planned. Great ideas for game day celebrations. We'll give you tips and tricks for planning a family-friendly celebration, fun projects to get your kids involved in setting the Thanksgiving table. You won't want to miss it. Hi, I'm Happi. I learned early on things are much easier with a little help. I also have a few tricks of my own to share. It's go time, people. Welcome to the Happy House, presented by Creative Kid Stuff. Peggy, I can always count on you to find a theme and take it to the extreme, like the big game party.
Mm-hmm. The best, or I had the most fun, was making the trophy that the team that wins the big game, on the pedestal with the football. I spray painted a Nerf football and made a giant trophy. Yeah.
Okay, what do you got for me?
So potato bar, right? But I thought how cute to wrap up your baked potatoes and then make them into little footballs, right?
It's a football potato.
Here's a fun treat that's super easy. Check this out. Ice cream sandwiches, right? You take a stick, and we've made a little
like a game
play on there,
Yes.
with a Sharpie marker. So stick that in there, and then take a little white icing, and you make the lacings like a football, right, on your ice cream sandwich.
Those are really
fun?
cute and yummy. You could even prep these ahead of time and stick them in your freezer.
And they'll stay cold. So happy everybody likes buffalo chicken wings, right?
Yes.
So what I've done is turn the chicken wing into a meatball. And then you take squeeze bottles with your sauce and your blue cheese and drizzle it over the top, add a pick, some little celery, and you're good to go.
That's a great idea, no bones.
And you can put those in the crock pot too.
Nice.
You know how people have the beer cheese soup, right? But some kids would probably be scared of that. This is a soup that has green apples and onions and carrots in it and apple cider and chicken stock.
That looks yummy, and I love how it's not chili, because
Right,
it seems
everybody
like
does
chili is the go-to.
So these are some green apples that I've sauteed, and those go on top.
Oh, you did saute them?
Yep,
Oh, that sounds delicious.
And then some apple smoked kielbasa goes on top. And there's also Gouda cheese in here. It's really yummy.
It's a winner.
Secret weapon, touchdown. Here's another idea for the soup. If you're having like an adult party and you want to make it a little more elevated, is to pre-fill these lovely little glasses, and then it's like in a little
It's like soup appetizer. Yeah,
exactly. Do people in your family like deviled eggs?
I was just about to say, who doesn't love
I
deviled
know, right?
eggs? Yes.
So this little fun twist is take chives or scallions and cut them into little thin strips and make the little football laces on there.
It's so cute, and I love how easy these are to eat. Just pop it in your mouth, no mess.
So the big day is coming, and we're ready for our party. We've got our food, but let's start with the invitation first. I thought this was really fun and easy. I just found some craft paper in my cupboard of stuff. So just print out something on your computer and then cut it. I don't measure, I don't do any of that stuff, and I just use a glue stick, stick it on there. But what I thought was fun was the laces part. And I found these in the shoe closet, right? I did. And the kids can do that. Lace it up, cut off that, and then just glue it to the front.
Peggy, what's this?
This is pretend grass, AstroTurf, fake turf, and you buy it at the big box stores. It comes on giant rolls, and you just tell them how much you need, and it's not expensive, and it's really durable, and I've used it many times for different things.
All right, what do you got here?
Okay, well, we've got the colors of our favorite teams, right? Super easy from the craft store is just some striped kind of paper to wrap
Rubbery
around.
paper around a can. That's really great. And I like how we're
2 seconds.
using cans. And then, of course, people can pick the colors of their favorite team. All right.
One of my favorites here is penalty flags. So if the kids are getting out of order, or your husband or something, somebody makes a mark with a glass on your table, you can throw a penalty flag at them. Here's a fun little treat. A championship ring. I think that the kids would love this, and maybe an adult too. You're the champion.
I am a champion. Ooh.
Serious
Check
bling.
that out. I know.
Okay, and I think my very favorite thing about putting this together was this trophy. I can't even tell you how easy it was to make. So the craft store, I think people must make topiaries and it's pointed, right? And I took a knife and just cut it at an angle and I threw it in a box with this Nerf football and just spray painted it silver and kind of jiggled it around. It took like 5 minutes. And then I just glue gunned it.
It's a great centerpiece, or somebody could win it. Maybe if they win the flag football game.
Yeah, it could be a traveling like tradition
Traveling
every
trophy.
year.
Yes. When the kids or even adults get a little restless, I like to take it outside and play some flag football. You don't need a flag football set. You can just use bandanas, tear them in half, and people can just tuck them in the top of their pants, or if it's winter and it's cold where you are, inside the pockets of their jacket. But it's a great way to burn off some steam and instill a little competition.
Very good. So beverages, here is a fun tip that it's just like the football teams, what they do. Check this out. I had this, a neighbor actually had this, and I knew they had it, and I asked to borrow it. And I just covered up the name brand that was on there and stuck my little sticker, and kids can have some punch, or grown-ups, and you feel like you're part of the team.
Obviously, this is great for kids or grown-ups, but have things to add to it if grown-ups want a little extra punch to their punch. It's always fun to have a couple party games. Do you have any ideas for me?
I do, and this was so easy to make. You could do this actually on your wall or on a piece of poster board, but it's just
Painter's tape and
Yep.
a piece of poster board.
Yep.
And then kids can be blindfolded using
There's your
bandanas
blindfold right there.
and try to make a field goal.
Yeah. And all I did to make these was just do a little template. And then I was trying to figure out how could I make these. And I just took some labels and cut them into strips, and then they were sticky, and they were all the same.
That is pure genius.
So another fun activity, which is exactly like what parents, grown-ups do, which is football squares. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
With the points.
We do
And
this every year.
Typically
Yes.
with money, adults pay $1 or whatever for a square. But here's what you do is you draw numbers out of the hat, so they're random. And then also your teams, your two teams playing, go here and here. And then kids sign up for different squares. And instead of money, I would have them do like jumping jacks or run something out to the garbage or little chores like that to earn
That's a
their
great
square.
idea.
Right?
And then what do they win?
They earn a prize. So at the end of each quarter, and then at the end of the game, so what you do is if the score is 7-3, you go down to the 7 and over to the 3, and whatever name is there, that's the child that wins a prize.
I love what you've done with these prize bags, made them look like little footballs. And it looks like you just used like hockey tape or
Yeah.
something.
And no one plays hockey at my house, so I don't even know why this is there. But I found it in a drawer, and I like to make use of things.
Great idea.
Thanks.
I always like to think of a theme for my party that gives people an idea of what might be happening at the party. We've named this party Winter Blitz, and then you could actually do it year after year so people look forward to it. It becomes a tradition.
That's awesome.
So Peggy made these invitations for us, and they were pretty simple to make as always, right?
Yeah, just scrapbook paper that I had in the closet, and I just printed it out on my computer. Baby, it's cold outside, so load the family on up in the minivan and come on over. We'll warm up with hot food and chill out with some cool drinks.
Actually, what I love about this time of year is when I have kids parties, I do like to mail invitations because kids like to get them in the mail.
Right.
This would be really fun to actually hand deliver if you do have time, depending on how big your guest list is. Maybe with whatever holiday card or treat or anything you were going to bring to them anyways.
Fun.
So
Fun. And we put on here, it starts at 7, but it lasts until the little people can't take it any longer. So they know it's for the family. It's
Perfect.
Adults and kids.
Perfect. Okay, so we've got our invites out, and now let's talk about setup, of course. When I host parties for families or grown-ups and kids, I like to create separate areas for each of those groups to be and areas where they can come together.
Awesome.
So let's talk about, I mean, you have some great ideas for creating basically separate tables for grown-ups and kids.
Right.
What?
So we just kind of have more of an adult theme over here with our cocktails and food and desserts. you know. And then over here we have white butcher table. I just got this from the grocer for free. He was so nice. And I put, butcher paper, and there's crayons over there for the kids to write. They could do tic-tac-toe and...
So actually setting up different eating areas. And this is actually a really fun and engaging thing for kids to do. They can color on it, but it also then makes them feel like they're not being sent to the kids' table, which is not a great thing. Yeah. And then when we talk about food, I like to keep food for kids at kid level.
That's a good idea.
And food for grown-ups at grown-up level. And that allows the grown-ups to relax because they know kids aren't going to get something they shouldn't. Right. And it allows kids to serve themselves, which also allows grown-ups to relax.
They don't need me.
Yes. So that's one of the tips I have. We also, when serving drinks, I do like to, kids always want to do kind of what grown-ups are doing. So if you're serving cocktails, why not have a mocktail station too, and kids can create their own drink with just Sprite or bubbly water and then some juices and having plastic cups for them. Maybe even now I've noticed at my grocery store they have plastic cups with lids and straws, just like disposable cups. So it's great for having those around your house. And then drinks for grown-ups, think of 1 or 2 signature cocktails that you want to serve if you do want to serve cocktails, and maybe even just leave the recipe out so people can make their own drinks if they want
to. Have it in a big container and people can help themselves.
Pre-made, or they can mix it up themselves. So, and then you've made a whole bunch of sort of like finger snacks. Tell us, this recipe is genius, so tell us what's in there.
It's so easy and so yummy. Party pumpernickel bread, and then you take a thin slice of yellow onion, stick it on the bread, and then it's equal parts of mayonnaise and Parmesan cheese. Mix that together. You can do that ahead. Put a spoonful on your bread, pop it in the oven, and it's amazing.
For like what,
it's not
5 minutes?
Yeah, it's not healthy, but it's really yummy.
Oh, I think that sounds healthy. I mean, there's onion on there, dairy.
It's a vegetable.
Yeah, it's perfect. So, and then as far as activities at the party, I like to set out games that are easy for all ages to play and also fast. So Tenzi is a dice game that's one of my favorites because you can play 2 to 4 players, and basically each player just shakes their dice until all of their dice are the same number. So it's over in about, 2 to 5 minutes. Nice. And again, any age can play it. And then, just leaving some dominoes out. Or this fun game, Square Up, is a 2-player strategy game, really quick and easy to play. Everybody loves it, actually. So another great activity is, why not host an indoor snowball fight?
These are great.
I know. So these snowballs are one of the best inventions ever. They are filled with, they look real, so they look great on your table, but they also are very, very lightweight, and they kind of feel like a snowball. Yeah. And so you can actually, they don't really damage anything if you have an area for kids to be, or maybe even plan a surprise attack, an ambush. You never know. So that could be a really fun thing. And then a really easy thing to do is fill a jar with something that's really hard to kind of guess how many are in there, and have everybody guess and have a small prize for that at the end of the night. I know, and it's easy. You don't have to kind of do anything with it until the end of the night. And then everybody likes to win a prize. So one of my very favorite things, people love to take selfies. So you actually helped me make this awesome backdrop, which is a summer-winter selfie backdrop. And then we just put out a variety of props. I'm going to find some props for us here. So we can summer you up.
So I look wintry.
And winter me up.
And summer.
I know, and I think we need, for sure we need a selfie. Okay, ready? Cheese.
The Winter Summer Selfie Center.
Yeah, who knew? To learn more about the party ideas we've talked about, or other fun ideas for hosting a great party for kids and grown-ups, visit our website. We're prepping our table for Thanksgiving dinner. We've got lots of fun projects that the kids are going to help me with, and it's going to make it a very special dinner. Are you guys ready to get started with our Thanksgiving preparations?
Yeah!
Okay. So the very first project we're going to do is make our own table runner. And I'm guessing you've never painted with paints that we were going to today. Are you ready to get started?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
We were born ready.
You were born ready. All right, let's go, everybody. We're headed outside. This is an outside project because it's got a lot of paint. It's a little messy. The first thing I want you to do is take an ear of corn. Here you go, Emerson.
Thank you.
Here you go, Chandler. And spread the color of paint that you like, which on your corn. And you can then apply a different color to your corn on the cob because what we want is a whole bunch of mixed colors. Now roll out, roll out.
I already got it on my hand.
Well, that's all right. Look how pretty it is. This is turning out really nice.
This is why I won the craft award.
He's a crafter. He's mine. He belongs to me. Lisa's yard's a killer.
You're walking like an old woman, Happy.
Well, because I'm in heels and I'm hot. Hottest Thanksgiving ever. All right, the next thing we're going to do is cut out leaves that are made of felt. And these are going to be just things that we scatter around the table. So I've drawn some leaves here, and I just want you guys to use your scissors to cut inside the black lines.
So like not on, but in?
In, just inside the black lines. See how I did that?
So we're not at school.
So we're not at school. Don't cut on the line. Cut inside the line. So I'll give each of you a sheet to get started with. I have a surprise for the kids. I'm actually going to make a memory game out of the leaves once they're done cutting them. I'm not going to tell them about it until it's Thanksgiving. But then I'll spread the leaves around the table face down, and when they're getting a little bored because the grown-ups are talking too long, they can start flipping leaves and play a memory game. It's easy. I just printed out some clip art from my computer and glued it on the back of a leaf. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Are you ready for our next project?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to make napkin holders, but there's something special about them. We are going to make a little note to each person that's invited to our dinner and tell them what we're thankful for. We have these little pieces of paper, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do with these. So can you guys get started writing a message?
But what if you don't know the person's name?
Well, each person who is making a napkin holder should write what they're thankful for. So you should say what you're thankful for. You should say what you're thankful for, Grace. You should say what you're thankful for, Savannah, Chandler, and Ava. And so you're sharing that with the person who ends up getting that napkin. It's random. So you'll sit down at a place, and there'll be a napkin there, and there's going to be a message from any of you saying what you're thankful for.
Do we say from someone?
From Emerson, yes.
To question mark.
To question mark, yes. Crayons, crayons, crayons.
Mom, let's start writing.
Well, maybe you could say you could say that. I'm thankful for you. Once everyone is finished with their thankful messages, and the kids can write a few of them depending on how many guests you have, we're going to incorporate them into these napkin holders, which they are also going to help me make. It's very simple. So we're going to cut a strip of felt with a pinking shears. And just, it could be a strip that's long enough to surround the napkin, so it's easy as that. So then you roll up your napkin, you put this strip of felt around it, and then use twine or leftover yarn or any kind of rickrack that you have and tie that around the felt to secure it, and tuck a thankful message in each napkin. So every guest at your table we'll know about something someone else is thankful for, which I think is a great way to start the dinner. The next thing we're going to do is make our centerpiece. We're going to make a really great tray of containers, and they're going to be filled with beans, and then we're going to have candles burning. Who likes candles at a dinner?
Me.
It kind of makes it fancy, it kind of makes it feel warm, right? So I'm going to pass each of you a container that you're going to fill with beans. You're not going to fill it all the way to the top because we need space for our candles to go. Look at that. That's going to be a very, very pretty centerpiece once we have our candles lit. Do you guys think?
Yeah.
Okay. The kids helped me create this beautiful tablescape for Thanksgiving. We're ready for our guests. A very happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Thanks for being with us. Now all I have to do is cook the turkey. So it's best to do this outside and wear clothes that are not your Thanksgiving dinner wear.
Unlike what you're wearing.
Correct. Unlike what I'm wearing right now.